don't despair. Whoa, you better beware. I'm your daddy and you're in my crosshairs. Oh, you just can't compare.
He's cracking it. He's like, oh, I actually have to take my finger and go in my throat to crack that. You can't be like, oh, there's life out there. You know, come on, Woody, you can't crack up like that.
Little Excalisaur's moment.
Yeah, that guy's voice used to crack all the time. It was endearing to me, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe it's because I used to be a lead singer of a death metal band that actually hold a high note. I don't know.
Yeah. Polestar. So,
yeah.
What holds you back from talking to someone, whether it be a psychologist or a psychiatrist, getting drugs? Like, what made you never get any help on this?
I'd say it. I don't really know how to explain it. There's a couple of things that I've just not found out about myself, and I don't like having to admit that I've done something wrong. I mean, of course, if I do something wrong, there's the typical things. Oh, you made a mistake or something. I'd like to. I'm stubborn. I'd like to solve it and do it myself. I don't want to. And I'm just realizing that that's not going to work. I do need help, and I need to. I need to do this. There's a reason they're out there, and I need to focus on me. I've got my life ahead of me, and I think it was just a fear. I didn't want to think. I told myself over and over, there's nothing wrong with me. I just need to try harder or something like that. And it wasn't that simple. It's hard to explain, I guess.
So you don't have
you live near like a college?
I can break this down for you.
I just have the Wings with all the answers.
I can break this down for you because I used to be the same way. I'm a big guy and I used to be very self-conscious about my weight. I still am to an extent, but I don't let it get to the point where it hinders me socially or anything of that nature. You know how I broke that bind? Broke that cycle. I live in Myrtle Beach, or I live close to Myrtle Beach, and you get to see a lot of girls on the beach, with the titties all hanging out the bra and shit. But I've seen this 350, 400 pound, like 5'5" girl in a string bikini. I mean, she had the stomach roll over the thong, and the thong disappeared in her ass. You pretty much didn't know she had a bottom on.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there. Most people would look at it and disgust. I'm looking at it if she is willing to do that, why can't I? I mean, it's not like people were going by and giving her the mean look. People are going to be kosher to you no matter what. I mean, it's just ingrained in them. Like Woody, for example. Woody cannot bring it to himself to hey, Pawn Star, you're ugly and your teeth are yellow. You don't get that response from him.
It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's necessarily that's the thing is I don't think it's a self-esteem or I'm self-conscious or anything like that.
It is a self-esteem issue.
I think it might be a little bit more like claustrophobia.
Yeah, because I'm definitely okay with people. That's definitely what it is. I love to joke around. I didn't have a problem coming on here. I love meeting people. It's just giant groups of people. I don't have a problem being accepted. I've got a very open thinking mind about a lot of things, so I don't necessarily think it's along with that. I'm okay with myself. Any sort of things. I'm disappointed in my decisions I've made. But I don't think I'm regretful or worrisome about anything being accepted like the self-conscious or anything like that. I don't think that's really a big factor to me.
In an earlier podcast, I mentioned that I got thrown out of the dorms, and I had this roommate who tried to kill himself every week. And he had a 4.0 GPA in college, and he ended up dropping out, and it was because of his social anxiety. And he just had a hard time dealing with it. In the building in the middle of campus was called the Student Center, and it had a bookstore and an arcade and cafeteria, and it was just kind of a place where people waited between classes or whatever. And he would find himself in the Student Center shoulder to shoulder with, say, 35 people. And I found him once, in the fetal position, just not able to handle it. So I think he was a lot more extreme than you, Pone Star. But it did give me an awareness of what happens. There's some people who find themselves in a crowd, and like Kyle said, it's kind of a claustrophobia or a fear of heights type thing, where it's a different uncontrollable just anxiety that you have a hard time working with.
It's a better urge than what I get. See, when I get in a crowded room like that, I don't clam up anymore. I think about what if I was going to kill everybody in the room, what would be the most effective way? Come on, nobody else has done that.
Bomb vest.
Well,
I had a couple
it
frag
was-
grenades. And
Collateral.
Well, then
Oh
what
my
would,
God,
what
that
would
big
be some
bat went off that
advice?
pillar.
What was that, Paul?
Like, what would that be? Some sort of advice? I want some sort of like thing or some suggestion from each one of you. What do you think I should do to try to work that out? I mean, of course, you've mentioned you know getting checked out, but is there anything else you'd like to like advise or suggest?
See, I
Drink heavily.
one of my close friends, actually the same guy I mentioned that had the prostitute on his bucket list. He has anxiety issues, and he took. I'm trying to remember what the drug, Lexapro, and Lexapro was just a fix-it for him. He would sit there, and for him it wasn't crowds. It was all kinds of things. He would worry about anything happening in his life, things that weren't extreme. Did he pay the phone bill on time? He would worry, do the tires have enough air in them? All sorts of little things would pretty much keep him up at night. Purchasing decisions. This guy would put 6 hours into, little $20 items that he would want to buy, and like research into selecting, all the competitive analysis and things like that. And then he took Lexapro, and it changed him. Like some of these things out there will really do it. But you don't want me prescribing anything. I would talk to a counselor and see what he thinks.
Yeah, you don't want Woody prescribing you drugs. What you want is about 30 milligrams of Lexapro, 10 milligrams of lorazepam. You take 2 lorazepams a day, one at about 10 a.m., one at about 5 p.m., and you're good to go.
Drink alcohol after them too.
Oh yeah, you want to smooth them out with a little scotch. Day goes
You're like,
by.
what?
Yeah.
House burning down? I'll buy another one.
Kyle.
For real.
Pretty much
Like
agree.
something bad will happen. It'll be like like your dog will die. You're like, damn, I like that dog.
So let me see. Shucks, I guess I just suck at joking around. Kyle, when you come off these things, sometimes they get brain freezes. Have you ever heard of that term?
Why would you come off them?
You get addicted to them.
I was going to ask do you have any experience coming off them?
Well, no, you get addicted to them. You got to keep taking them. You can't just stop. You can't just stop
You get
taking them.
dependent on them. I mean, you get severe bouts of depression if you come off of them.
Absolutely.
So I used to be on packs for the same thing, social anxiety disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Most of mine came from playing a lot of video games when I was younger, and I didn't really have any social skills whatsoever. But kind of broke the barrier through just basically forcing myself to be in those fetal position moments. It's like fear of heights. You're never going to get over fear of heights if you sit on the ground.
See, the Lexapro, that's the one I know about through my friend. And depression isn't really one of the side effects off of it, but you get a brain freeze, and he had a real hard time describing it. It was short, and like it's short as in duration. It would last less than 5 seconds, and his mind would just blank, like his world went white, and then he'd be back, and that's why he had to wean off it really slowly.
I get really irritable, I'll just fucking start a fight or something if I don't take them. Like you
play Modern Warfare 2 the entire day.
Yeah, it's like not like going off your antidepressants is like playing Modern Warfare 2 for 5 hours straight in ground war.
So, all right, next question, Kyle. Is it good to be on them?
Yeah, why not?
That's the Paxil or whatever you take in talking. Oh yeah, there's no problems here. We're all happy.
Buy more Pfizer. Buy Pfizer stock. Buy more. It's good stuff, man. Smooth you right on out.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to look into something like that then, I guess.
You don't even
That's
have to
a
go to
good
the doctor.
question.
There's always somebody
I got a
saying-
question for you.
Something.
You say you have anxiety around large crowds and things of that nature, but you say you have a girlfriend, which that's one of the more determined, aspects of social acceptance. How did that turn about?
Like I said, I'm really, really weird. I can handle 1 or 2, 3 people at a time, but you get me in any sort of, that's why I didn't party when I was growing up. I didn't do any of that stuff. There's a lot of things that have held me to anxiety. I'm 21 years old and I don't drive. I've got a fear of driving, and this has held me back. it was what I was